Let's see. Let's just give a couple of minutes for everybody else to join. That will start.
Oh, that's my alarm to remind me. Sorry.
No worries, Jeannie. Let's see. Okay, let's start just as we are, just so that we can have the recording. Then if anybody else joins, they can join to the part of the Q&A that we do at the end. Just the starters, welcome everybody to the owners training for February. On this training, we want to talk to you about the following topic: elevating the guest experience, strategies for success. We have our customer hospitality manager here that has been with us approximately 3 years. So she has a lot of experience of what guests, how they are, what they expect, what they want whenever they are staying in a short-term rental. So let's see. So we believe that this is a topic that is important to train the owners with. There's several things that Cozi takes care of, but there's little things as well that the owners can do to elevate that experience for the guest. Hi, Phoebe. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Hello, everybody. I'm super happy to join you all.
Let's start off here. Let's say the guest experience, as you all know, is what we're all about. So you as the owners are also part of that guest experience that we are giving to the guests. We are going to talk to you about how to enhance guest satisfaction, ensure that your property stands out and performs at its best. Some thoughtful amenities that you can also add or invest in if you would like your property to stand out more in some things. We're going to show you the seamless communication that we have with the guests, and we're going to cover key strategies that create unforgettable stays and glowing reviews, which in the end, I believe, as we all know, and it's imperative to have great and successful reviews to be able to position your listing higher in the search rank and then get all of those reservations coming in after. So Phoebe, what can you tell us about the guest expectations from your experience with Cozi? What do you think? What do guests expect when checking into a vacation home? And how does this vary across different booking channels? Because that's, I believe, is something that the owners would like to know about.
Absolutely. Yes, I think this is an amazing question to start with. I think we can all agree guests actually have a lot of expectations, but we can narrow it down. And this is what I would tell you that's very important. So your guests are actually expecting a seamless and stress-free check-in process, which we take a lot of pride on and we provide. They expect a clean and well-maintained home and also a comfortable and thoughtfully prepared space. And this is where you come in. Their expectations can vary because it really depends on where this guest is coming from. So meaning, what is their booking platform? When we have direct bookings or guests that are coming from like more friendlier platforms like VRBO, Expedia, Hotels.com, they usually expect a more personal and home-like experience, and they often prefer local touches, clear house rules, and well-communicated arrival details. But we have the other side, which is Airbnb. And we know that Airbnb actually mediates between the host and the guest. They are there to watch it all and, see what's happening and see what the guest is doing and what the host did. So sometimes that can be a challenge, but, it's nothing that we can't overcome. They value a lot of self-checking options, also clear instructions, and again, a well-stocked vacation home. Besides having amenities or like basic essentials like toiletries or, coffee, they want to be in a home that has everything they believe they need. So with the market changing, you will find that now people are actually traveling to do the so-called and popular staycations. They don't want to go out and see a lot of things, not all of them, but they want to be in a vacation home where they have everything they need, and just maybe go out for food or drinks and spend times with their families enjoying the actual space and the vacation home they have booked. We also have our luxury and high-end guests. So if you have a vacation home that's marketed as luxurious, or you're thinking about providing that experience, our guests usually expect high-end amenities. They expect amazing cleanliness, a great responsive service, and they are usually accustomed to hotel or like very high quality essentials or amenities like linens or beddings, even professional grade appliances, and just 24/7 support. But then you have the other spectrum, which are your last minute or budget travelers. They are not going to be looking for like high quality features. What they want is, accessibility. They want to check into the vacation home and not have to stress about it. Affordability and also efficiency. That's what they are looking for. So it really does not matter the vacation home. What matters is that we have a well communicated check-in process and a vacation home that is setting the stage for them to have an enjoyable stay, which will translate into amazing reviews.
Yes, ma'am. And what would you say are key factors or items that they focus on when they are evaluating their stay? And how can these elements improve the overall satisfaction that at the end are reflected in the reviews that they are giving?
Yeah, absolutely. So we can list a lot of those amenities, but you have to think about three things. So we need to think about comfort, convenience, and consistency. This is ultimately what will influence that satisfaction. So if we can go over some elements, just like the ones you're seeing on screen, definitely fast and reliable Wi-Fi, which I know sometimes is not possible depending on your location, but also having a great air conditioning or heating system. They do expect the vacation home to be comfortable as they check in, especially if we have extreme weather conditions. They rely on that, right? Also, I would say comfortable beds and quality linens, a good night's sleep is essential. I think we can all agree we're all humans. If we're not resting, we are going to be upset. So when you have guests that are sleeping and just resting, that will reflect into your reviews. They will tell you, this was the best sleep of my life. I want to stay in this home. I actually want to take this mattress with me. That's
Yes.
what they will say. So that's very important. Sometimes overlooked, but it's essential. Now, especially for Fredericksburg, our market is changing. Something we have seen is that having a hot tub is, I would say, an amenity that's just going to add a lot of value to your vacation home, especially in the hill country market. They want to have that experience, that comfort. They want to enjoy that amenity. So it just brings a lot of value. Also, a pool. That's amazing. If you could, if you have a vacation home with a pool, I think that's just a winner. And also, again, a hassle-free checking, which we work very hard on and we provide, and just having a well-stocked kitchen and essentials. It comes again, think about what you need to cook, or what you would, if you were a traveler, what you would like to see in your vacation home. That's always a great question that will help you create a space that will be successful for your guests.
Yes. Next question that I would have to you is how the owners and the properties can be personalized to give experiences and increase guest satisfaction. We have some examples here. If you can walk us through what would be a guest guidebook, a house manual. We do have some examples as well for all the owners to see. So take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I think this is where you as homeowners, this is where you come in the most. This is where we actually need you, because it's actually easier than what you think. So it's all about small, thoughtful touches that will leave a lasting impression. This is sometimes overlooked. Not too long ago, I was actually watching a video, and people, I think, they were saying something like, well, we'll look back at the vacation home experience, and sometimes that personalization is getting lost, right? People just want to build a vacation home or just create a space where somebody can sleep. It's more than that. It's more about just, somewhere where you can sleep. It's all about the experience, and it's about what we know as the heart of hospitality. That's so important. So some little or thoughtful examples would be like maybe having welcome notes or gifts, like maybe a handwritten note or a small gift that you want to leave, like, I don't know, snacks, wine, coffee. Wine is always a winner. I would suggest that. People love wine. And in all of our reviews, they always talk about how much they love the wine. So that's always a good idea. Um, Also, just like we have on screen, having a house manual and a guest guidebook. They are similar, but they are different. Sophia has some examples on screens for you. But a house manual is actually you walking us through your home. What is this switch for? Or what is this remote for? Or how is it that a specific appliance or amenity that you have that you worked, for it, or you wanted to have in your vacation home, how does that work? How can people use it? What's the benefit? And then we can have a guest guidebook, which, yes, you could include a house manual, but the guidebook is more so about also what you would tell your travelers or your guests to do, where they can eat, what they can do, what they should see. So whether you're a local or not, including whether in a guidebook, or you can send that information over to us, right, Sophia, and we can add it to check-in instructions if you don't have a guidebook per se, telling us about, hey, what's your favorite restaurant? This is something that we actively do. And we're actively asking guests, like, are you here for something special? Do you need recommendations? But we have been thinking about it, and they always ask about, hey, but, what would the homeowner recommend? So I think you getting into that mindset of, okay, how can I give them that experience, right? Maybe just recommending like your favorite restaurant or your favorite winery or a place that you think, hey, if you come to Fredericksburg or New Braunfels or wherever, you need to do this. That's always important. Something I would add is recognizing or celebrating people's occasions. Again, we do this actively. That's one of my favorite parts in customer service. Yes, Mr.
Yes.
Ed.
There are these magazines that go around that are given out for free at different establishments throughout Fredericksburg on Main Street.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it pretty much goes into detail about the different restaurants and what they recommend as business owners to business owner across the full spectrum, what to do in Fredericksburg. Taking that into consideration,
Mm-hmm.
would it be a recommendation to Cozi to find out who distributes those, have them brought to Cozi, have them handed out to our cleaners, and ensure that each of our properties out there have one in each building that you guys take care of?
That could be an idea, Ed. Definitely, that could be taken into consideration. However,
Okay.
what we're going over here is talk a bit
I
more
understand.
about.
It's just, I understand what you're doing.
Yep.
I just wanted
Yes,
to
sir.
put that into,
The
that's all.
table. Yes. And
But I
thank you for
understand, I
the.
understand exactly what you're doing here.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll step,
Yes,
I'll step to
we're
the side.
definitely gonna take note of that. And definitely, if there's some, we can definitely add them as an addition to the personalized guest book that we're trying to give, just so that every one of our homes has it. So thank
Correct.
you for that, Ed.
Correct.
Um,
Thank you.
for the guest guidebook, I'm gonna show an idea here. We do have an owner that she sends this. Let me see if I can zoom in. You let me know if you're able to see. She's showing her home, and she gives a personalized note in here in this guest binder with her signature. And she also does a plugin of her Facebook, her Instagram for her brand. She has a table of contacts. She talks about the basics, the appliances. As Phoebe was mentioning, some owners, what they do is do a full house manual with the guest binder as well. How to use the coffee maker, the fire pit, how to use the hot tub, the spa robes, the remote controls. And then she does a plugin of the guidelines here, contact information for Cozi. Just she is redirecting every communication and everything to Cozi, the contact information. She also mentions the hospitals nearby, pharmacies nearby, small things for the guests to feel like they are staying somewhere that they know their surroundings. And then she goes and talks about where to eat. But her personalized touch is talk about her favorite things. So if you're craving upscale Italian comfort food, or you want casual live music, check this one. If you want this, you can check this place. If you are wanting some barbecue, you can locate this here. So these are personalized things, as if she were talking to the guest directly, saying, hey, so I'm the homeowner and I love to go to these places. It's not needed that you need to go to these places, but it's just a recommendation that me as a local, I love to go to these places. She talks about where to drink, where to get coffee and ice cream, where to things to do around in Fredericksburg as well, the things that she likes to do as well, and different things. So this is the personalizing touch that I believe, the magazine being a great idea as well. We'll talk to you a bit more on the business aspect of these are the businesses that we have, but in this case, it's the owner talking to the guests saying, hey, this is what we like as owners. Of course, you can have a different option that you would like to visit, but this is what we like, and if you want, this is an idea that you can use. And then for the house manual, we have what would be the specifics of what we saw in the other one as well, a handbook. She uses the house rules in this one, and she talks about the tips on the house, tips of the washing machine, the dining table linens, garage doors, how the smoke detectors, how to use the TV and the streaming services, and also the hot tub directions. More so if you have specific hot tubs that have a lot of technology that they need to know how to use. This is very, very important for them to use. And she also does the what to do in Fredericksburg. Okay, and we also wanted to mention about what role does technology play in offering personalized services for guests. And Phoebe will talk to you a little bit about what we use to streamline things and not to have everything be so manual and somebody on top of things, but to streamline operations across the board.
Yeah, so technology also plays a critical role in streamlining operations, like Sophia was mentioning, and also enhancing security and delivering a personalized guest experience. So some key tools that we're currently using is we have Happy Guest. You can see the logo right there. So what Happy Guest does, it's a platform that centralizes all information such as check-in, check-out, and the rental agreement our guests need to sign. So what we were doing is that we were sending that to an email, but people are actually there on vacation. Sometimes they don't want to look at their emails because it's their work email, right? Or maybe they just don't have good connectivity. So HappyGuest is just a link, and they have all of that information right on their phone, right on their screen, and it's just so much easier. And then we have Point Central. We have our smart locks, which they provide a seamless and secure checking experience. Trust me, our guests, they just appreciate so much not having to need a key, or, feedback I've seen on reviews a lot is, I just loved how I didn't had to go to like an office to get a key or wait for somebody to arrive and give me a key. They just know that, they can go right into their vacation home. They also appreciate, not having to worry about losing a key. And also, I think as homeowners, the benefit for you is just improved security and the fact that you don't have to be worrying about access. We can handle that. We can do that remotely. Point Central is amazing because it has a log. So anyone that comes in or comes out, it's right there. We can see it. So that's amazing.
As I was mentioning on the personalization, we also want to talk about the local experiences. How can rental properties offer guests a deeper connection to the local culture or the area? And what are some creative ways to provide guests with authentic local experiences during their stay? So I think this is where we are differentiating ourselves, is giving that authentic stay, authentic experience to the guest, as is, I'm the owner, I'm giving you this experience, and I'm providing suggestions for you to have a great experience in this home.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Something that I would always suggest you keep it in mind is that one of the reasons why people would often prefer a vacation home over a hotel is just a personalized experience, honestly. Of course, there are other factors, but trust me, it's all about the experience. It's all about that personalization. It's all about that touch. It's about that vacation home, having a story or just having some character to it that will draw or just make it very bookable for guests because they want to enjoy that. What they want is a more immersive and authentic experience. As homeowners, what I would say that you can do to foster those connections, if your house doesn't have a theme, something I would say like small you could do is incorporating like local art or decor. That's always a great idea. We were talking and we have talked about, guidebooks and handbooks. So those are always helpful. And also offering maybe local products. So whether you want to offer coffee or wines or just some local snacks. And again, we know that those are all investments, right? And you don't have to do it all. It's not about you offering a $200 basket for a guest. It's not about that. Maybe it's just about a small snack. And when we have seen it, we have homeowners. There's a homeowner that actually leaves a cake for guests. That 90% of the time that glows in reviews. They love it. Or just something small that will make people think, hey, they actually thought about us. It didn't feel like business. It didn't feel like an establishment. So that would be some suggestions I could have.
Yeah. And of course, on suggestions, we're going to talk a bit more after about small things that are not a big investment for you to do those personalized touches. So for example, a cake, something small that you can leave, a note, a wine bottle, or maybe chocolates for Valentine's Days, for example. If you would have left some chocolates for the guest, if you want to do that with a handwritten note coming from Cozi or things, this is where the owner can tell us, yes, you do have the authorization so that we can do this, or even the owner can provide the actual like things that they want to provide, not necessarily us managing the purchase or anything like that. You can have the stock for everything that we can leave out, and our housekeeping team can leave that for the guests, everything ready. As for service and amenities, we wanted to talk to you about these specific things, is what Phoebe was mentioning. A personalized hospitality, they want a home-like experience. So let's think of it as a guest. When you're staying somewhere else, you want to see something different rather than just seeing everything white and everything just to rest and just stay overnight. If you are staying a weekend somewhere where you can go to all these wineries and things, you would love to have that home-like experience. We have the thoughtful details that are the guest finders that we were mentioning. You have competitive value that you can offer more space, privacy. For example, if you have a hot tub, for it to be placed in a private space, and in a total a unique and home-like experience at a fair price for them. And then at the end, this is on us. We encourage those reviews at the end of a stay, requesting feedback and responding professionally to all the reviews. We wanted to mention also which are the amenities that the guest search for most often. So as you know, the listing visibility depends on what you are offering on the amenities. We do have pool being one of the top that they're searching for, hot tub as well as one of the top five, but pool is very searchable. Wi-Fi, I believe that in this day and age is very a basic necessity for guests, more so when they want to do some remote work as well. Their full kitchen, well stocked with everything that they need. The free parking, depending on the amount of cars that they can park. The hot tub, as we were mentioning, the air conditioning or heating, having a washer or dryer, the self-checking, which we take a lot of pride in, the seamless checking that we provide, the TV on or cable, and make sure not necessarily having cable, but if you do have streaming services, making sure that you are providing, for example, an account that they can use without them having to use their own account if they don't have one, and a fireplace is one of the things that they look for as well. These are search amenities that are used and are actually filters that they can use in the booking channel. So these right here are the ones that you can select as a guest. And for example, if you don't have a hot tub and they select that they want a hot tub, your listing will no longer appear as an option for them. So that's why we understand that a hot tub or a pool are big investments, but we always talk to the owners and mention what the data is showing us across all the booking channels. Moving over, we want to show some portfolio examples of what we have. These are basic amenities, which will be the pool and not basic, extra amenities, the pool and the hot tub. If you are able to invest on that, we have an owner that has a sauna in their house. This is something that they invested in. They also have these are EV chargers for new cars that, for example, the Teslas that they need to charge, they do have in their homes. And then we're talking about personalization. They have an accent wall where people can take photos. They also include a ring light for people to take photos and then post in their social media. And then they can tag what would be the brand that they have for their home. And that's even more visibility and marketing for the home, that it's organic. It's not something that we are paying to have in marketing, rather than guests giving their own opinion on how their stay was. Yes, Phoebe.
Yeah, and just adding to that, something that I want to share as well is just like Sophia is showing you over here, we have vacation homes, right, that have a theme. Whether you decide or not to include a theme or invest in one, something that I would definitely suggest is sharing your story. So, or your home story. That always goes a long way, whether I mean, it might seem a little bit corny, I know, but based on the data that we have and our experience, they just love it. People love knowing, like, hey, this was my childhood home and I grew up here and, now I want to share it with you. Things like that are always, they just make a big impact. And that's a big, that's something people actually want to experience. Or if it's close to a historic I don't know, museum or something. We have, for example, a property, right, that was Fredericksburg's first bakery. People love that. They love that. So if you have something to your home that you want to share, let us know, and we're happy to market that and include that. That just actually gives you a lot of points when it comes to searchability and filtering out those options for guests.
As well, what the owners can do, a lot of what we have been talking about, a lot we do on our side property management company, but there's little things that you as the owners can help us with so that every little thing is taken care of. We have some examples here from what Phoebe has told me, and I asked her, what are things that you see that are very common in reviews that you think the owners... I will give you the answer to that one, Cindy, in just a minute. Let's see. Give me one sec. I'm seeing here. If we don't leave locally and we want to leave personalized notes or small treats for the guests, who would we alert that those are in there for the housekeeper closet for housekeeping to put out? We've left a few things in the housekeeper closet before and they were still in the closet and hadn't been put out the next time we return. We would alert someone there at Cozi or leave a note in the closet. You would definitely alert us as owner relations department that you are leaving things that the purpose of those items is to be put out. Sometimes the housekeepers don't know that it's for that, so they don't touch things that they're not used to or instructed to do. So that's where the communication with owner relation would go hand in hand, and also the property manager. That way we talk to the property manager and she's able to train the housekeeper of what things to leave out that are actually for guests. Because for example, there's sometimes owner stays and then owners leave things on the, let's say, the refrigerator, and we have guests inquiring, is this for us or is this for somebody else? And then the owner didn't let us know, and we asked and they're like, yeah, these are for the guests, they can use everything, it's just there's no extra charge, it's just for them. So if we can streamline that communication and you let us know that that's your intent by leaving those things, we're gonna be able to let the guests know that these are for them. I hope that answered your question, Cindy. In any case, you can contact us directly or the property manager as well. We would be your main point of contacts for that. What owners can do. So the examples, you're so welcome, Cindy. The examples that we wanted to mention is Phoebe has mentioned, if you want to take it away, Phoebe, of the things that you've seen in reviews that are things that owners can actually do on their side.
Yeah, so we have some examples here. So Roku TV and Smart TV, that's a big one. And I know that some of you might still try to figure out, okay, what would be the best. Sometimes a big bummer for guests would be not everybody has a Roku account, right? Or not everybody has a YouTube account. So maybe you having an account that you can offer guests without... Please do not leave any of your payment information. Never do that. We don't want unauthorized purchases, but just the account for them. That's a big, that's something guests will appreciate a lot. Or people use a lot of YouTube. We all love, I love YouTube. So having an account that they can access, that's always helpful. Whether you decide or not to invest and maybe offer at least one streaming channel. I'm just going to put that idea out there, but that's up to you. It really depends on what you want to do. I would say the biggest one is if you have a Roku TV, we can talk about, setting an account just for guest use, and then they can do their streaming channels and use their own accounts. So we went over, just personalizing your vacation home, like think about your kitchens, whether you have a kitchenette or if you have a big kitchen. What is something basic that you think people will need? If your vacation home is close to an ID in Fredericksburg, or if you have a vacation home in the wine country, I would suggest, hey, wine openers, something small, but trust me, sometimes we don't think about those things, right? We're always thinking about things that might be more important. Also, pet-friendly options. This one I know can be a little bit challenging. I totally get it, but you can think about it. Definitely, nowadays, a vacation home that's pet-friendly are most vacation homes in a portfolio. People want to travel with their pets, especially with their dogs. They want to take them with them. So that's a great idea. Again, I'm big on investing in comfort. Think about that. Think about, we're not talking about you going out and buying the most expensive mattress you can find in the market. It's not about that. You also don't want to have very expensive items or decor in your vacation home because of how many people are coming in and out. We don't want things to get ruined. But think I would suggest thinking about what's the best option, what you think people will enjoy when it comes to like pillows, blackout curtains. That's a big one. It's been a trend. Again, it comes down to them wanting to rest. That's something important. And then just stocking your vacation home and having anything extra that you think people will use, enhancing your outdoor spaces. Just like I was saying before, markets are changing. And with that, what our guests want is to be able to enjoy the space that they are paying for to their ability, to their maximum capacity, meaning, they want places to sit and gather. They want somewhere where they can actually sleep comfortably. They want to stay in the vacation home. They do big cookouts there, celebrate birthdays, anniversaries, things that probably we used to do maybe at a restaurant or other spaces. Now they are doing in vacation homes. So outdoors, I would say fire pits, string lights, outdoor sitting, those make a huge difference. Also, we can think about maybe games, having something also, whether it is for the adults or the children outside. That's a big plus. People actually search for that a lot. And, just making sure that we are focusing our vacation homes just so that it is very guest-centered. That's what will boost those 5-star reviews. And more importantly, your repeat guests and people that actually want to come back to your vacation home because they know whether it is for business or whether it is for leisure, they have a space where they want to be and they feel comfortable and they have everything they need in there.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's basically me, for example, as a guest, I've stayed somewhere whenever I go to another city, and then I'm like, I already know that it has everything that I need, everything that I want, all the things that make me feel comfortable bed. Why bother searching for something else if I've stayed in this place and I love it and it's at a fair price for everything that they offer? I book it a lot. So that's just as an idea and insight as if we were a guest as well. And I wanted to add on the option of being pet friendly, that is totally on the owner's discretion if they want to do that. We understand that the wear and tear, it's bigger whenever you are offering to be pet friendly. However, being pet friendly, it's an actual feature, an actual filter that guests use whenever searching for a home. As I'm mentioning, like the other amenities, if they're selecting the filter that says pet friendly and you are not marked as pet friendly, you will not appear as an option to them. So more than seeing it as the wear and tear or seeing it as income for the pet fee, is for the wider market that you are catering to, basically. It's more people that are able to see where they can stay, and your home is one of those options. So yeah, that is definitely on your discretion if you want to offer that. I would understand, for example, if it's a luxury property and you have things that are very valuable not to be pet friendly, that is totally okay. We're just mentioning suggestions here of the things that we see on the market. Let's see. Communication and engagement. How important is clear communication, you would say, Phoebe, with guests before, during, and after the stay?
Okay, communication is king. That's why we actually have a department dedicated to help your guests 24/7. Communication is, I would say, one of the big factors that makes Cozi shine and just makes your property stand out, because constantly in our reviews we're getting, the host was so proactive, communication was great. So what happens with communication is that we all want to go to a place that feels familiar. We all want to go to a place where we know we are not going to have a hard time. So clear, proactive communication, it just sets the tone for a great guest experience. So what they want is to feel informed, they want to feel welcomed, and they want to feel valued. Key communication points. And definitely before checking, this is why whenever we get a booking, we send a personalized welcome message to our guests, just thanking them for choosing your property, asking them more about, hey, is this business, is this leisure, if they have not shared that with us before, and offering suggestions and just making them feel like we got your booking, we are expecting you, and we're super excited to host you, and you're going to love this vacation home. Something that we do that I'm not sure if you're aware, but in that message, we include the highlights of all of your properties. So for example, if it has a pool or something, we know that it's a guest favorite, we highlight that just to reinforce this was the right choice. You booked the right property, you are at the right place. And it's a great strategy that just works time and time again. Also, during the stay, they want to make sure that there is somebody there to fix anything or to help them if something goes wrong. So that's where our team is here available for guests. And, we have a multi-channel, so we take phone calls, chats, text messages, emails. We are on top of that, and we just adjust to the guest's preferred communication style. We have people that want to be on the phone a lot, and then we just have people that want to text, and we just accommodate them the best that we can. And then after checkout as well, after checkout, we also make sure to engage, ask for any feedback, also encourage reviews, and just make sure that we highlight, hey, you're always welcome, we are expecting you, and our vacation home is here in case you want to stay with us again. We would love to have you back. We are constantly and openly communicating with our guests, making sure that no messages are left behind and that all of their questions are always answered.
And more than the communication, because we know that's on our side, we wanted to give you a little bit of insight of how we manage that communication with the guests, because in the end, we are representing you as the owner, but you as well might want to know how we manage that, what's the process that we follow whenever we're talking to a guest. Something important on communication as well, what owners can do is make sure to communicate with us as your property management company, everything about the property, if there's any changes. For example, if something is out of service, if you have a hot tub but it's out of service, you can communicate that to us. A lot of the times would be the property manager, since you have somebody boots on the ground, but we do have some owners that are marketing only, where they are the ones doing the services themselves. So that's where communication is key and comes in, where you can let us know about those things that are maybe not a functioning property on a certain stay, so that we know and we can let the guests know as well. So it's since we are three parties basically involved, you as the owner, then Cozi, and then we have the guest, it's important to have the cohesive communication between all of us to ensure that the end customer, which is the guest, receives everything that they need in communication as well. So that's where owners can come in. On feedback and reviews, how can hosts gather and effectively get feedback to improve future experiences? This is something that in this first one, I would like to respond and mention to you as owners that moving forward, our owner relations department will be proactively giving the reviews that you receive for your listings. So if there's a positive review, you can see here options. There can be a positive review, a constructive review, a neutral review, or a negative review. Every review is welcome so that we can improve our services. So that's what we want to use to let you know as the owners what are things that us as property management company can improve, or things that are suggesting to the owners things to add or things to do. Because sometimes maybe we don't think about the small details and things, as Phoebe was saying, and they mentioned in our review. So we want to keep you as the owner informed. So owner relations will be starting sending to you all the reviews for your listings so that you can look them over. And if you have any new ideas, please do not hesitate to let us know so that we can incorporate them into what would be your vacation home and the experience that you are selling to the guest. How do we handle, Phoebe, the positive and negative reviews? What does Cozy do, and what can owners do to improve?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as Sophia was mentioning, we handle reviews. We make sure to encourage reviews, and we also make sure they are answered. So, positive reviews, we answer all of reviews, but with positive ones, it's fairly simple, right? It's easier, of course. You're getting praises, and we're just thanking people for any suggestions and just reinforcing or reiterating anything positive that they are highlighting about your vacation homes, just so that that can boost up that revenue and just bookings. And then with negative reviews, our main focus is actually being actionable. We don't want to say, yeah, we're sorry this happened to you. We're sorry the hot tub doesn't work. We're sorry this didn't go well. We give a sincere apology. We take the feedback, and then if we know that this has been resolved, the way in which we answer is that we backtrack and we check. Okay, I check with Sophia. Sophia, has this been, resolved, or do you know anything about this? Also, with our maintenance or cleaning supervisors and just leaders, we look at work orders and we just respond the review in an actionable way, just so that your next booker sees, okay, the hot tub didn't work this weekend. Oh, but they are saying it worked. It works now. So we're good. And we don't lose that booking. That's what we do. We just never stay at an apology, because that will not work. We actually share how it's been resolved, or how is it that we are solving it. And what can owners do? Well, it's always about acting on suggestions. So as Sophia and her team starts sharing those reviews, you will see what works and what is not working for your vacation home. And where you come in is actually deciding whether you need to make a change on that, or if you want to do it. So for example, people always saying in your reviews, Wi-Fi was slow, or the kitchen didn't have this, or the hot tub never works, or things like that. If you see that's a pattern, that's where you come in, and we just need to change it. And also just acting on suggestions. Of course, we're not going to act on everything. Everybody is so creative, and sometimes people suggest a ton of things that are not doable. But if you're constantly seeing like, hey, they're saying I should invest in just some little hooks for the bathroom, that's something we can do and we can work on. Or if you think that whatever the guest is constantly suggesting is going to make a positive impact in your vacation home, that's where we work together to make it happen. Yes.
Yes, Mr. Ed.
Using the example you just have here that I'm looking at, does this summarize a property for you in general? To say, okay, he's had, just an example, 80 5-star ratings.
Mm-hmm.
So he rates at 100%.
Mm-hmm.
As compared to another property, he's not running at 80%. He's running at, say, 85% because of the issues he's had. Do we as owners get rated on a scale similar to that?
So that's where I believe something that comes in, Phoebe, and we can talk a bit more about how different reviews are depending on the booking channel as well. So maybe you can expand a little bit on that, on your knowledge.
Yeah. So for what all booking channels have in common is that you are rated on a scale from 1 to 5. But what booking channels do is that they get an overall review score, and then you have individual scores for some things that we were mentioning, like checking process, cleanliness, amenities, was the listing accurate, and communication as well. So, for example, we could have a vacation home in which the overall score might be a 4, maybe because the hot tub was out of order, and then guest and value. There's also that category, it's special inside Airbnb value, referring to what I paid. Is it worth it? Was it worth it? Did I get, was this a good investment? That's what it means. So they could score, or they could give you a 2 in value because an amenity was not working, and then a 5-star for everything. And that just kind of weights your average and gives you an overall review score. That's usually how it works. And that's across all booking platforms. So yes, it's all about the overall experience because it all matters. But sometimes you might see that the guest is saying, this was my favorite home, I love this, I'm going to come back. Something happened with an amenity or communication or cleanliness, whatever it was, and maybe they gave us a 4 instead of a 5. That's when the average starts, going a little bit down.
Mm-hmm. Would that answer your question, Ed, or would you like for us to?
The question was, do you rate? I know that Airbnb and the other ones, they take
Mm-hmm.
into account exactly what you stated.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, does Cozi rate us inside of the unit, Cozi itself, so that you guys try to keep an overall rating of like 4.8, 4.9? If we have an individual or an individual property that falls below a certain threshold, that you
Mm-hmm.
say, this is what is acceptable. At some time, do you say, I'm sorry, you're no longer a part of this group? Or,
Right.
because your rating and my rating, they go together.
Correct.
So if we have
Yes.
somebody who's, the bad guy, we'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
Do you guys address them directly and say, okay, you can no longer be part of the group, or?
Yeah. So as for owners, for example, we've
They call them
had
they call them deadbeats,
yeah, as you know, we do a very high-end selection process to be able to be part of Cozi. And it's important, and we've had that more so on the marketing-only properties, maybe on owners that are no longer with us. We have made executive decisions where an owner is not aligning with the Cozi standards that we have, because in the end, not only is Cozi affected, but all the other owners that we actually represent and are doing an active reach out to us. Does that answer your question? Perfect. Yes. So
Yes.
that's what we do. Yes, we have let owners go that are not, after repetitive like reach outs that we do to them, they are not changing the things that they should be changing for the home, and they are not paying attention to the things that should be improved. For example, things that they don't want the property management company to handle, but they don't handle it either, and they're affecting the reviews or things like that. We have let owners go before because of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, what we want to do is to Cozi to represent, and all the owners that we represent to be on the same standards that we want to offer to guests. And so I do understand that your question is coming more from the side of we are affected also by any other owners that are not living up to the expectation of the standards that are needed to be given from a home. So yes, we do that.
And just quickly adding into that, we might not have a rating for a person, but we do for the vacation home. So our goal, our minimum is actually to be our 4.80. That's like acceptable. If we see a home that's scoring less, then that's when we start working together, meaning myself and Sophia, like, hey, this is not working. You need to talk to the owner. Are we doing something to fix it? But yes, just to back that up, we do that because at the end of the day, you're also affected, and we just want to I mean, the least acceptable score would be 4.80, nothing less than that. If that's not happening, we have an issue and we work on it to fix it. And if we can't fix it, like Sophia said, then, we need to part ways.
Yep. And that's something that actually affects, Ed, as you're saying, the overall superhost status. I don't know if you've heard of it. We are proudly superhosts inside Airbnb. So that's something that is very, very important and something that we keep our eyes on a daily basis. Phoebe is on a daily basis checking all of those reviews, the ratings for each of the homes, and the things that we can do to improve them. So that's where owner relations wants to go a bit more and involve a bit more the owner so that they know the things that they can improve. Because before we have the property managers that actively let you know, but now we want to be that department that is responsible for letting you know all the things that you can improve on your home so that the guest experience is improved. And the importance, as we were mentioning, of this 5-star reviews for the listings. Once you have a lot of 5-star reviews, you can also have and be selected inside Airbnb as a guest favorite place to stay. All those things can actually boost you up in that search ranking, and in the end will garner a lot of reviews and a lot of reservations, which is what we want to increase that revenue for your properties. So this would be the Q&A. We would start the part. If you have any questions, anybody else would like to have a question, an idea, we have our customer hospitality manager here that has been with us more than 3 years. So she has a lot of experience. Any questions that you would like to make, this would be the time. We have an icebreaker question here. What's one small upgrade you've made that guests love? Please let us know. If you've acted on, for example, our owners that have been with us more than a year, something that you saw from the reviews or the feedback that you wanted to improve, you actually did it and you saw an improvement in the reviews. Okay, I do have, let's see, from my experience with owner relations, something that did improve reviews for an owner would say acted upon the actual checking process. She was not able to have our smart locks, the devices that we do install. So she acted upon it, placed a different type of lock, and then she proactively changes the fixed code of that property to ensure security for that home. So that is something small, well, very big as well, because it's security for the guest, but a change that was small for her that actually improved all of the reviews. And it's outstanding how we saw the improvement of all of those reviews after she made that change. Or for example, they're saying this mattress is not that comfortable. If a mattress was changed, you're able to see how the improvement impacts that listing. There's other properties that we're having, for example, pump issues with water, and then once it was fixed, you can see the improvement of the listing. So all of that are things that the owners can work with us to improve, and we're happy to talk to you, give you suggestions of how to improve those things. There are a lot of things, several small things that our team can take care of, or we can actually suggest of vendors where you can fix things or improve things at your homes. So those are, let's see. Cindy,
Oh,
we
yeah.
started allowing pets a little under a year ago, and our bookings have improved greatly. We also replaced all of our kitchen appliances. So those are things that she saw most likely on the reviews. And being pet friendly, as we mentioned, is under the owner discretion. But this is a perfect example of once she started allowing those pets, the bookings improved. And that's because you are marketing to a wider audience.
Yeah.
So people most likely are booking more and are seeing more her listing as an option.
Yes. And even just to share quickly, even Cindy, in my department, our representatives were like, wow, like Texana is just getting booked. It's back to back. It's awesome. So that was
Mhm.
a great improvement. That was a great decision.
Yes. So there's small upgrades or big upgrades, such as Cindy mentioned, like replacing all of the kitchen appliances that are reflected after on the reviews and are things that are improved. And remember that not only the reviews, they are public for everybody to see. So all the future guests are seeing that we are taking action on the things that past reviews are mentioning. So that's the most important, that the new guests and new possible customers are seeing that we are on top of them and we are improving those things. I don't know if anybody else has any other questions that they would like answered at this moment. Okay, if not, then I believe this would be the end. We always appreciate your attendance, your assistance to this training. For next month, we will have a new one as well. We will be sending out the invitation. I will be having a new guest. Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you have any other questions, comments that you would like to send our way, please do not hesitate to do it to our owner relations team. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much, everybody. It was a pleasure joining you.
I look forward to see you on Saturday, right?
To me, unfortunately, Ed, I will not be at the party. I had some travel arrangement issues. Life happens, so I will not be able to be there. But I'm sending you a hug from the
Okay,
distance.
you owe me one.
I owe you one. Yes, I will be there next year's.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah. Be safe
Thank
out
you so
there.
much. Be
Take care.
safe, everybody. We expect you all to be there, and you are all cordially invited to that party. If you have not RSVP'd or if you have not been able to, please let us know so that we can add it to the list. It's never too late. It's better late than never. So thank you for that, and see you all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.